One $40 microphone and a charismatic speaker is all it takes to succeed on this platform. We've all seen many of these YouTubers rise and fall using this particular formula, prospering by either making riveting content to watch or a complete pile of horseshit. And it seems now that many of these YouTubers use the latter to succeed. Of course, that's always been commonplace in this platform. But what happens when a YouTuber takes it too far? What happens when a YouTuber takes their bad qualities to the extreme? Well, you get a YouTuber like It's Ijazer, a guy who has gained relative success in this platform by misleading, mishandling, and misinforming the public. And unfortunately, many people aren't able to see past this facade, a facade that hides a plethora of lies, stupidity, and manipulation. For anybody who's been aware of Ijazer for a decent amount of time, you might be aware of the content that he creates. The content, in all cases, being very poorly done. And unfortunately, I had to sit through hours of his videos, days worth of his streams, to the point where I feel like I'm owed an apology for having to watch it. The entire foundation of his channel was pretty much created to reap the benefits off of the allegations levied against callmecarson, a fellow who I defended not too long ago for allegations which, I feel, were blown completely out of proportion. And if that was the only thing that Ijazer did, I wouldn't really have a problem with it, as long as he added something new. Guys like Repsion have dedicated their entire channels to covering Onision, and in most cases, provide new or more relevant information regarding the topic. However, Ijazer doesn't really do that. He doesn't even try to do that. His videos just focus on milking this topic and repeating himself to place a couple extra mid-rolls in between his content. He's dedicated around 15 videos and 8 streams spanning over an hour each, and yet he still claims to not be milking this topic while on stream.
I wouldn't say I'm trying to milk the situation in any way. I would just say there is a lot of controversy and a lot of videos made about Carson, and I'm not milking the situation in any way. I'm just showing you all of these, YouTubers' videos and showing you that, hey, look, there's something wrong with this. I'm not milking it. I would say if I was milking it, I got, a million views. Oh my God. Okay, I'm going to milk it again. 2 million views. Oh my God, I'm going to milk it again. 3 million views. Oh my God, I'm milking it. 1 million. Oh my God, I'm milking it again. If I was milking it, there would be 20 views on the same subject. Right now, there's only about 6, okay? So when I get to 20, I will reconsider your statement, okay?
I have a very big problem with the way that Ijazer has reported on this information, and I use the term reported very, very loosely. Me and Ijazer both agree that Carson is innocent, but we agree for very different reasons, and the reasons he has are very flawed, to the point where it makes the pro-Carson side look like a bunch of morons. His entire channel is basically built off of clickbait. Clickbait in its worst form. He made an exposed stream on Keemstar, JSlat, and Narrator. He made a stream about callmecarson's apology, an apology that doesn't even exist. He made a stream claiming to have Carson with him, but at no point did Carson even call in. And he even made a video trying to profit off of Carson potentially committing suicide. The near 3-minute video could be summed down to a mere 10 seconds, since the information in the video pretty much comes down to him saying, no, he's not dead.
Is callmecarson dead? The title of this video, the answer to that question is no. Callmecarson is not dead. He has been recently active on his Spotify as of yesterday, and we can safely assume that he is okay.
For claiming to care about Carson so much, it seems you don't mind making money in the process, and it's honestly kind of fucking disgusting to use his name in that vein. Ijazer, however, has his own sort of little philosophy for why he clickbaits and why it's okay for people to clickbait in general. However, his justifications are very much broken and severely flawed.
Why do you have clickbait titles and thumbnails? Well, let's put it in this way. Let's put it in this perspective, okay? You're a very, very extremely small YouTuber, okay? Nobody's gonna care what you think or what is already out there and what has been said and what is the truth, okay? Everybody has clickbait all over YouTube. Your favorite YouTubers have clickbait. My favorite YouTubers have clickbait. And small YouTubers get picked on because, oh my God, you're just a small YouTuber that clickbaited. But your favorite YouTuber that has over 2 million subscribers clickbaits every single one of their videos. So come on, my guy. You cannot possibly get mad at me or any other small YouTuber for trying to break through the algorithm and essentially get a fair playing ground against these YouTubers that are all the way above them and already have people watching them. We have to grab somebody's attention and say, hey, I have valuable information. Come check out my video. You know what I mean? Now, the reason I make my videos so clickbaity and make my title so clickbaity and make my whole channel based around these, people is so I can draw people to click on the videos. Because let's be honest, if I created a thumbnail that it was exactly like your favorite YouTuber's thumbnail, and I created a title that was exactly like your favorite YouTuber's title, you would not click on it because you've already seen your favorite YouTuber's video and seen a thumbnail and title just like that. I have to create something against the grain and create something that's different and bring an opinion that's different to get people's attention, to show them the real true side of Carson, the real true side of the opposite opinion, the opposing side. I don't really think I'm view whoring the drama. I don't really think I'm view whoring the drama. I don't really think I'm view whoring the drama.
Now, I don't think I have to dive into the mental gymnastics for why this point is stupid. For example, the fact that he pretty much self-admitted to being a whore for views. Not a good look. And it's even less of a good look when you admit to doing so on stream. And I still have yet to mention the way he makes content in general, which, in short, is terribly made. None of it pertains to really anything useful. He doesn't break information very often, and when he does, it's oftentimes very uninformed. On many of his streams, he tries to portray himself as both the unbiased narrator and the guy with the hot opinion, and it's honestly kind of confusing keeping up with both stories, since several times these flip-flops come only several streams apart.
Most of my videos, regardless they be facts or not, I'm trying to show the opposing opinion, the opposing side of what the majority is going, or what the majority is agreeing with. Just like the video I made with Sam being a liar and Carson is innocent, that video got over 100,000 views, and it really changed a lot of people's perspective on Carson and the person that he was. Basically, people think that I'm fishing for views and that I'm coming out and saying all of this for subscribers and doing all this stuff just to get attention and calling out YouTubers for attention and trying to get views. And this simply is not the case. Though it may seem like this, it's not the case. I'm trying to be a non-bias towards Carson and towards all of the allegations. I'm trying to be a non-bias towards the people that are calling him out. I'm trying to be a non-bias for the people that are protecting him. Of course, in my previous videos, like I stated earlier, I was mostly siding with Carson because when my YouTube channel first blew up, I thought that's what people wanted to see the most. So that's the content that I made the most. But now that I see my audience is actually, you know, very diverse on both sides, I make non-biased opinion videos now. I don't do it for the views. I don't do it for really like attention. That's not really where I get it from. I get it for telling people like, look at this perspective that I'm giving you. What do you think about it?
And he constantly does flip-flops like these back and forth. Ijazer knows that his audience is stupid. He knows that his audience is gullible and that they constantly eat his shit up. That's why he's gotten away with it for so long. It also doesn't help that he takes pointers from this fat stoner and his 17K lolly supporting friend, two other people who provided by the same caliber of entertainment value as watching a brick wall. Picture this scenario. You're in a hostage situation, duct tape over your mouth, hands tied behind your back, and your kidnapper is pointing a gun to your mother's head. But he provides you with a chance, just a chance, to save her and let both of you go scot-free. All you have to do is sit through several hours of iJazzer's streams. Which choice will you pick? Left or right? Left. Fuck you, Mom. What?
I'm not gay. Not that there's anything wrong with being gay. You can do whatever you want, but me personally, my sexuality is straight.
Guys, I'm not gay. I'm not.
And Ijazer doesn't just flip-flop a couple small details, because if that was the case, then I wouldn't be making this point. Sometimes he flip-flops entire viewpoints. How so? Well, Ijazer has self-admitted to deleting certain videos when he gets things wrong. If you go to his social blade, you'll see he's even been deleting stuff as of recently. But it seems like he's always tried pointing people away from talking about his first Call Me Carson video, a video where he had a very strong opinion against Carson, claiming that he was going to prison. Several small YouTubers around that point in time noticed this flip-flop just like myself, and were more than happy to call him out on his bullshit, such as YouTuber Quintanamo Bay.
Some of these other channels must not give a single fuck. This isn't to hate on the dude in any way. In fact, I'm glad another small creator is getting this attention. But seeing the titles of It's iJazzer's videos and then watching them, it's kind of messed up. Dude did a full 180. Probably got whiplash from how quick he switched up. So on January 6th, iJazzer posted a video titled Call Me Carson Going to Prison, Recent Topic, Update, Pictures, Text, Drama Alert News. And in this video, he said pretty much Carson will go to federal prison, and the text were gross, he's a pedophile, and you know what? I'll let the video play for a bit so you can see what I'm talking about.
Call Me Carson is now officially going to prison for the sexual allegations between him and a 17-year-old girl. This is not drama. This is an alleged federal felony involving a child. No person should ever have to be the victim of something like this. Now, it was actually Drama Alert that posted physical proof of Carson texting this 17-year-old girl. He is going to go to prison. There is no doubt this whole situation is going to lead to that eventually, sooner or later. There is really no way he's going to come back from being a pedophile. There is just, in my head, I just don't see how exactly he could come back from this. I know there are other YouTubers that maybe have came back and maybe have had some type of apology video or have worked towards being a better person or showed the community that they have changed. I have no idea how a pedophile can come back from doing this. It just doesn't make sense to me.
And it's almost like a parody, because a mere 3 days after Ijazer uploaded that video, he did a complete 180 and said that Carson was innocent and that Sam was lying the whole time.
Today, I'm going to be telling you exactly why Call Me Carson is 100% completely innocent, and Sam, the girl that accused him of making her send nude pictures, is completely wrong and lying. Like I said in my video, Carson is going to be very depressed. I mean, the entire internet is against him, and I seem to be the only, person on YouTube trying to defend him to the extreme, to try to not really say that Carson is right, but to say that Carson, to say to the audience that you need to have a perspective on both sides of this. You need to have your own educated opinion, and I'm showing you the other side of the book.
And apparently, this seems to justify his constant opinion changes in his very damaged brain. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't have a problem with changing your mind on something. If you find new information to change your mindset, then I'd say it's the smart decision to do so. But Ijazer doesn't do that. He just waits for a shift in opinion and a chance to benefit off of whatever side he can, relying very heavily on pandering and excuses for why he gets things wrong.
So the video about Narrator, I would agree I kind of rushed it and I kind of got some things wrong. It was probably one of my worst videos. I do have work every day, guys. I work from 12 to 9 and I come home and try to make those videos, and sometimes they aren't the best. My best and most quality videos are when I have my days off, Monday through Wednesday. Just take everything that I say with a grain of salt, essentially, because I try to pump these videos out very fast, and sometimes all of my information is not 100% accurate. I have a job. I have a 12 to 9 job, and it's very, very hard for me to bring you guys day-to-day content, especially when videos that I make take over 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours to make. I get home 9 o'clock. I just want to go to bed, I work a 12 to 9 job. As a bartender, dealing with people, dealing with stress, on my feet, going fast as hell, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and it's a lot of stress. And as soon as I get home, guess what I gotta do? Talk for about an hour about some topic that I have to research for about an hour, then edit for about 3 hours.
If you're rushing out videos and spending only 1 hour on researching a topic as serious as pedophilia, perhaps you shouldn't cover these things. Perhaps you should scrap these videos and topics away from your channel entirely, since half the time you have almost nothing insightful to say. I'd say content around the same caliber as Optimus and Diesel patches is more up your alley. Think about it, you can turn that vegan whore into a fucking cash cow and milk that bitch for all she's worth. I mean, just fucking look at her, she's already fucking withering away, both topically and physically. When I was doing research for this topic, I found his lack of self-examination to be fucking infuriating, since many of the critiques he made could apply to himself.
I've seen so many other YouTubers do no extensive research into anything and just make up assumptions. No extensive research, no extensive research, no extensive research. So the video about Narrator, I would agree I kind of rushed it and I kind of tried to pump these out wrong. So the video about Narrator, I tried to put these out, kind of videos out very fast. And sometimes all my videos, probably one of my worst videos. I'm just here to spread the truth. I'm here to spread the facts.
Sure. He also spends a lot of time on his streams giving himself a pat on the back for being first at the punch. Yet half the time, the points that he's made have already been made by other people 10 times over.
Dom One Nation 619 donated $1.99. Why have Lunch Club been silent after you upload? I don't know, man. I think I started a snowball in a lot of people questioning the whole Call Me Carson situation. I think a lot of YouTubers like me and the style that I brought, unorthodox kind of style that I brought upon this whole situation, really had a bunch of other big YouTubers questioning the Call Me Carson situation as well.
No, you didn't do that. Don't stick your head so far up your ass, because several big commentary YouTubers like Nicholas Diorio and even Keemstar were already questioning the situation on their Twitter accounts.
Nicholas also quote tweets him and says, "I'm not sitting here clapping and bowing for a 17-year-old who claimed she was groomed by a 19-year-old guy. This dude is lecturing me about respect for victims, when he went and did an entire drama alert telling people what happened to her before he even knew who she was."
Hey guys, since I broke this story with Carson, I feel it's kind of my responsibility to talk further on it and talk to I guess, the mob that's out there. There was a situation where Carson was 19, the girl was 17. I've seen this other situation, which I don't even know if this is even remotely true yet. I have to look at it deeper. But the girl was 16, Carson was 19. And another scenario where Carson was 20 and the girl was 17. In all three of these scenarios, and again, I don't know if any of them are true, Carson wouldn't be a pedophile.
Ijazer shifts tides when the opportunity is there. Ijazer loves taking credit for things that don't even stem from him. And it's for these exact reasons that he spews some of the bullshit he does on stream, oftentimes acting incredibly self-righteous for no apparent reason except to boost his incredibly fragile ego.
Here's why you should subscribe, okay? Basically, I'm bringing you something you've never seen on YouTube. I'm bringing you something you've never seen from this particular angle, okay? I know I've made mistakes. I know I have problems, but we all do, okay? And now that I fixed them, I'm producing some of the best content that I've ever had that you need to watch immediately every single morning of your day. And if you don't, you're missing out on a great opportunity that you could be easily having by the simple press of the button on the subscribe button. I mean, like, come on. I mean, this is simple. You should be able to make the decision easily whether you should subscribe or not. It's basically a no-brainer, and if you don't, I'm afraid you've lost on a great opportunity that I'm trying to give you here. So will you accept it? Will you accept my proposition of you trying to subscribe?
No.
Hello?
Hello, baby. It's me.
Hi, how are you? Hello?
Hello, baby. It's me.
Hi, how are you?
On the topic of fragile egos, let's take a dive into Ijazer's fragile ego, because whenever someone makes a video on him, he has a very snide, condescending way of responding. Now, of course, I would understand that if the criticisms are invalid, then you would have the complete right to be a little bit peeved off. But unfortunately for Ijazer, that isn't really always the case. In fact, quite a few videos I saw criticizing Ijazer had extremely valid and fair critiques, but all he ends up chalking it up to is small YouTubers being on the grind and using his name for views.
I don't know if you guys seen, but there are these small YouTube channels like I used to be, and I actually appreciate their grind and their hustle because they're trying to expose me. And it's pretty funny, and I appreciate their hustle and their grind, and I have no problem with that at all. I respect that.
You snarky bastard. That was like the most passive-aggressive thing I've ever fucking heard.
Yeah, people like to make videos about me, and I think this is good because it gives me more exposure. So I mean, as long as people keep making vids, I'm okay with it. I understand their hustle, I understand their grind to want to get views and subscribers just like me. So it's perfectly fine.
Ijazer is known around the community for doing this and randomly commenting on people's videos condescendingly in the same manner. This exact thing happened to the previously mentioned Guantanamo Bay, where he responds to Ijazer trying to weasel his way past the criticisms that were thrown at him.
I think there are like 6 other videos I know of specifically about ijazer, and from my knowledge, he has responded to most of these videos in comment form, including mine. And the way the comments sounded just came off as like condescending. And it's still up as of right now. So his first comment admitted to getting whiplash from how quickly he switched up his view, which, you know, fair enough. But his other comment just came off as weird. Ijazer said, "Look, I'm not even mad. You're a small YouTube channel, and I appreciate the grind. This is a good, informative video, should blow up." And not only did he have the audacity to call me a small channel while he only had 2K subs at the time or something like that, he lied straight to my face. My video didn't blow up, so bam, proof ijazer is a liar. I'm joking. But I found it funny how my viewers responded like, "Bro, you're small as fuck too."
He does this so much to the point where he's even reacted to several of his critics live on stream, and it's kind of pathetic to watch him quietly mauled on stream asking his chat for the timestamps of when people talk shit about him. Which, keep in mind, several of the videos that are made against Ijazer are actually pretty bad, especially the ones made by this skeletal twink. But the fact of the matter is that when someone makes a good point against Ijazer, when someone has him pinned on an issue, the responses he gives to the people that criticize him actually end up making him look worse than how he originally did. Some of these criticisms get to him so much to the point where he ends up disabling the likes and dislikes since he's so insecure to show the real amount of shit he's been getting. And he complains about this exact shit on stream all the fucking time.
"Oh, people don't like me. I get unnecessary hate. I'm the most hated YouTuber on the platform."
So here's what happens. Carson's situation goes up, okay? Blows up. Most popular topic on YouTube, right? Keywords for Carson are trending at #1. everybody hops on the Carson bandwagon. And guess who gets the most hate for making mini videos about Carson? It's ijazer, okay? When there literally are probably thousands of other videos on Carson, Call Me Carson specifically, I'm the one that gets the dislike ratio through the roof, and it's understandable, okay? Somebody has to take the hit, and I'm there to take that hit, okay? I'm right there. There are people that take my videos very, very personally. In this video, it's actually a very non-biased thing, and I'm trying to, I guess, help Carson, and he's saying that I want to prolong Carson's suffering, and I don't know what they're basically just haters at this point, guys. It's not even people that have an opinion about the video that I made. It's just haters. And it's okay, We're one of the most hated channels in the Call Me Carson situations right now. And I understand that. And I respect that I am that. And that is my title, okay? Nobody can take that away from me. The simple fact of the matter is people just hate to hate. They don't dislike because, oh, I don't like the video. It's not true. Oh, I didn't like the video. You know, what he's saying is speculative. It doesn't make sense. Dislike. No, they're simply disliking it because they want to hate.
Oh my God. Someone disliked your video? Get help. I'm really worried about you, Ijazer. I'm so sorry. Are you gonna fucking cry? You think people are sheep and mass disliking your videos? Wow, dude. Tell the whole fucking world about this cure for cancer level discovery you just made. You're gonna get so much praise for this fucking breakthrough of information. And don't even try to fucking act like you're above it. I can see right through you.
Stop fucking disliking my videos!
Yes, Jazer, people get mass disliked on YouTube. You know why that happens to you? Because people disagree with the videos that you make. What's unfortunate for you is that this happens practically on every video you've made, and you have no one to blame but yourself. You've self-imploded and sunken your credibility so far down to the point where the majority of people who watch you now are going to be hate viewers. But what points does he make that garner this very negative reaction? Well, I'll take that as the perfect segue to explain exactly what makes that the case. As I previously mentioned, many of his videos on Carson are flawed and make our side look bad. But how so? Well, let's take a closer look into the content of It's ijazer and fish out some of the very evident misinformation and terrible points he's made.
God damn it, I'm gonna throw a fucking computer on my wall. Motherfucker. Gotta cope.
Let's take it back to some of his earlier videos in support of Carson. In these videos, he inadvertently tries to invalidate the accusations off the bat by saying that Keemstar is not a trusted news channel. And while I do agree that Keemstar is a massive cunt, I don't think that this is a very good point.
Why would somebody that wants to explain serious information and have an audience that is very, very mature and have an audience that is, you know, can form their own opinion and is spreading out serious information with a non-biased go-to drama alert? It just doesn't make sense to me. I'm sure if I wanted to spread an information about a YouTuber's allegations, first place I would go is definitely not drama alert.
I feel like there are much better points to criticize Keemstar for with regards to Carson, such as Keemstar's mishandling of the initial allegations and his terrible coverage of it on drama alert. And while that criticism may have been fair to have in the first initial days of the controversy, to try and portray it like Keemstar still holds this belief that Carson is guilty is very disingenuous, especially with the clip I previously showed where Keemstar ends up defending Carson.
In all three of these scenarios, and again, I don't know if any of them are true, Carson wouldn't be a pedophile.
And Jazer still pushes this false narrative that Keemstar finds Carson guilty in even his more recent videos. Why is that? Perhaps because it fits his narrative, or possibly because he really does only spend 1 hour doing research. I'll leave it up to you guys to decide, because I can't tell which one's worse. I also don't like the mental health point that I've seen people bring up. I know that topic is like stepping on pins and needles, but I think it's a very shit defense, and there are definitely much better things to defend Carson with instead of using his mental health as a talking point. Jazer has done this, and he's done this to the extreme, even directly saying that Jay Schlatt and the Lunch Club would be responsible if Carson were to kill himself.
So essentially, Carson is now in probably the worst position he's ever been in his entire life. He has severe depression, problems with social media. Essentially, right now, he has the highest risk of committing suicide than ever. And it is because Schlatt, Noah Hugbox, and the Lunch Club members chose to go and reveal this information the way they did.
This is a very disgusting thing to say, and I hope I don't have to explain why. Not only does he weaponize Carson's mental health for a bullet point in a video, but he directly pins Carson's former friends as the culprits if he were to kill himself. And unless they pointed guns to Carson's head, I'm not dying on the hill for this stupid mental health point. And Ijazer has a really bad habit of repeating himself, so whenever he makes a point, whether it be good or bad, he often repeats that point tenfold in every future video and stream. This causes many of his videos to pretty much be carbon copies of each other, with no real difference, but his most recent content has seemed to kind of break the mold of what he normally does. And when I say break the mold, I kind of more so mean, wow, these videos fucking suck. Please stop. Now the videos that I'm talking about are these three videos that are so fucking stupid, it makes you wonder why anyone put them public on YouTube in the first place. This video starts first, and it comes revealing some of the most detrimental, important information in the video, except not really. In fact, the information that Ijazer presents in the video is so dumb that you have to question if he even believes himself. He shows a Twitter account in the video, a Twitter account which he believes to be Sam's Twitter account. Now I have my own issues with Sam and her grooming story, but that's besides the point. For now, the important thing to note is that Ijazer believes this account is real. And for anybody who isn't too familiar with the case, they might take what Ijazer is saying as fact, and it's not. Let me dive into the reasons why. First off, if you look at the tweets that come from this apparently real Sam account, you'll see how fucking weird these tweets sound. Some of these tweets have Sam calling herself a clout chaser and devaluing her entire case. And while I do agree that her case is full of shit, it's kind of weird hearing the main accuser herself do a complete 180 on her own case. But what makes this whole thing confusing for a lot of people is that if this Twitter account is a fake one, then how did it get a hold of the original Twitter handle? As many of you remember, Miniboard was the Twitter handle of the original Sam account, yet somehow this account has the same handle as well. So does that mean this account is the real deal? No, it doesn't. And let me explain why. The original Sam account deactivated on January 13th or 14th of this year. On Twitter, it takes exactly 1 month to claim the handle of a deactivated account. And these dates line up perfectly with when the real Sam account deactivated versus when this fake Sam account was made. So already on its own, it's very obvious that this is not the real Sam account. But let me swing a home run here. Ijazer made a second video on the situation where he interviewed the fake Sam account. Keep in mind that Ijazer still wholeheartedly believes this account is real. Many people, just like myself, had a lot of questions and skepticism of if this account was real. One thing that was brought up was that if this account was real, then where did all of her followers and tweets go? And Ijazer responds by saying that she mass deleted her tweets and purged all of her followers. It's kind of funny because when he says that, he kind of just speeds along without really going in depth on why she did that. And that would have to be a very convenient situation for it to be real. For one, this Sam account would have to have purged thousands of their own tweets and thousands of their own followers. This in itself would take a very long time, since as far as I'm aware, there is no setting on Twitter except for third-party websites, which would allow you to mass delete tweets and followers all at once. In other words, they would have had to go one by one deleting everything until it was all wiped clean. Not only that, but Twitter would also have to be glitching out and showing the account's creation date as February of this year. Do you see why it's so hard to believe this account's authenticity? And I still have yet to mention that many of the tweets this account put out were taken down by Twitter for violating TOS. Perhaps these tweets violated the impersonation rule on Twitter. Well, that's enough information for me to know it's a troll. But you know what? Let's move past that and pretend it's all real. Let's watch Ijazer's interview of this account and see what this troll, Sam, has to say.
In this video, I had a legit conversation with Sam, the girl who accused callmecarson of having interactions with her.
This interview was framed weirdly, almost like this fake Sam account was being blackmailed by the mafia or something.
The questions I was able to ask her revealed that somebody is threatening her to stay quiet about the actual truth of callmecarson and the allegations.
I feel like if she's going to be doing this interview with you and is already making a bunch of big claims on Twitter, then she's not being kept quiet very well. But let's just skirt past that. The interactions between Ijazer and this fake Sam are very strange and come off as scripted almost.
I said, when are you free to phone call? She said, I don't know. I need to get in contact with Noah first. I really can't involve shit like this. I said, what do you mean? Look, Sam, you're human. It's okay. She said, am I really, ? A human who destroys a career still a human? I said, help all these people. Spread the truth. Yes, you are.
Jesus Christ. What the fuck are these responses? If you guys still think this interview sounds really weird, don't worry, because I do too. In fact, many people on Twitter DM'd this account and asked their own questions to this person. In most cases, these people asked the fake Sam account for proof that they're the real deal. And in all cases, the fake Sam would either block them or find a way to weasel out of giving proof. If you don't believe me, you can check for yourself. There are numerous recordings of this on Twitter, and eventually Keemstar ended up getting wind of this after being spammed on Twitter with people asking if this was real. Ijazer got the attention of Keemstar, and Keem left a comment on Ijazer's video basically calling him a fucking moron for even slightly believing the validity of this account. And what did Ijazer do in response to this? What did Ijazer do when a big YouTuber finally criticized him? Well, Ijazer did what Ijazer does best. and that is to milk the situation for as many pennies as he can, while simultaneously making himself look worse in the process. His most recent commentary video addresses the entire situation, very poorly mind you, but he addresses it nonetheless. Now I'm not going to sit here and point out every single logical fallacy in the video, because if I did, we'd be here for hours. But what I will do is address the points which I feel are most important to cover. Firstly, I want to cover his embarrassingly bad response to Keemstar.
Guess who comments on this video? That's right, Killer Keemstar Drama Alert. He says, this entire vid is BS. He's not talking to the real Sam. She changed her username on Twitter. He's talking to a troll that made an account with her old username. Now my question to you is, why would Drama Alert, a 5 million subscriber channel, comment on my video, which at the time only had 2,000 views and a subscriber count of my channel of only 4,000? I'm essentially a nobody to this guy. I mean, why? What does he want with me?
I find it very strange that Ijazer often complains that small YouTubers are talking about him for views, yet the moment that he gets the attention from a large channel that he often criticizes, all he can really do is act defensive and come up with really bad counterpoints. The way that Ijazer makes it seem is that large YouTubers are never allowed to call out small YouTubers, which is obviously a very shit defense. In this video and many others alike, Ijazer comes to some of the craziest conclusions, and I really can't tell you how. Let me provide you with a bit of a backstory first. There's this Twitter user named Indoset. Why is he relevant? Well, if you look at his Twitter handle, it also shows to be Miniborb. Very, very strange. I mean, there can't be two accounts with the same handle, that's impossible. So I went back to look at the fake Sam account, only to find it not only deactivated, but had its name changed at the last second to Miniborb SS. Gotcha. This leads me to believe that this Indoset fellow owned both his main account and this fake Sam account. Once people began realizing that the account was likely fake, he more than likely changed the username of the fake Sam account to Miniborb SS, changed his original account's username to Miniborb, and then deactivated the fake Sam account once everything was said and done. I know it sounds more complex than it really is, but it's very simple. Update. As of March 15th, this Indoset character has deactivated his Twitter. I assume he likely got more negative attention than he thought he would, since he was being called out quite a bit on Twitter, and he probably ended up deleting everything after it got too much to handle. Now you might be asking yourself, what's the point of explaining all this information for? Well, this Indoset guy is very clearly an attention-seeking troll. However, Ijazer tries to make it seem like this guy's got insider information. I mean, fuck, the way he puts it makes it seem like this is the hunt for Jeffrey Epstein.
So this guy just revealed to me that he was waiting for the Sam account to be deactivated because he knew it was going to be deactivated, and that he had to grab it before Keemstar made a statement, meaning he knew that Keemstar was going to make a statement, so he had to grab the account before anybody else grabbed it because he also knew that Sam was going to deactivate it, meaning that this guy had inside knowledge that only Keemstar knew about. Keemstar only knew that he was going to make a statement on the Sam account and knew that the Sam account was going to be deactivated, meaning that Keemstar...
It's not that complicated, Ijazer. It's a fucking troll. He duped you. You got duped. He's not part of the bigger picture. He's some dumbass who went through a bit of trouble just to get some extra clicks on his social media. That's why he changed his name to Miniborb. That's why he advertised his Twitch after getting all the exposure. Now later in the same video, Ijazer tries to get a gotcha on Hugbox, and when I say gotcha, I mean that Ijazer completely twists the words of Hugbox to fit his argument.
But what if I told you I actually had some questions for Noah and he actually gave me a couple responses live on his Twitch? What if I told you that and I actually am going to show you them right now? Get ready.
Thoughts on Sam? She's tried to contact you? Who is Sam? Sam stated Carson didn't groom her in a recent tweet and that she needs to contact you before she makes a statement. I had no idea who Sam was. I don't know why they would need to contact me.
Yep, you heard it here first. Noah has no idea who Sam is.
What? How are you misinterpreting that? He said I had no idea who Sam was. Had. Which implies that after she came out with the information, he found out who she was then. He's not saying all of a sudden that he doesn't know who Sam is. That is the biggest twist of words I've ever seen anybody do ever. Ijazer, you're forcing me to defend these dipshits because you suck at making points. I don't want to defend Hugbox. I think he's full of shit. But holy fuck, are you making it so difficult because of how stupid you are? I don't want to defend these guys. You think I want to defend Keemstar, a guy who terribly mishandled the coverage of the initial story? You think I want to defend Hugbox, a guy who came out and alleged that Carson was a pedophile before he even knew who the girls were? You think I want to defend J-Schlatt, a guy who heavily implied that Carson was a danger to society with pretty much no fucking proof at all? Of course not. But you, Ijazer, are making it so very, very difficult to side with you and any of the points that you're making, because half of them are fucking terrible. And you're putting me in a position where I have to defend these fucktards, because if I don't, we all look bad. And I'm not ready to sit idly by and let you make a fool out of everybody else around you, but certainly not me. The entire foundation of your channel is built off of bullshit, and I am more than happy to break those walls down.